A long time ago in a small Jewish town, a Mexican Christmas was about to go down. This holiday season, the goldfish was thrilled. The lights had been strung and the stockings were filled. And the Christmas tree was an absolute whopper, but was missing one thing, the perfect tree topper. But stars were expensive this year for the trees, and she couldn't afford them with all her overdraft fees. So the fish stepped outside into the cold winter air and asked for a star with a quick little prayer. When way up above came a wonderful sight. A bloody pad angel came down from the light.
"Fear not,"
cried the angel,
"for I bring you great news.
You bought me a star? And maybe some booze?"
You're pregnant, I tell you, a true virgin birth."
"Oh, she ain't a virgin, she the hoe of the earth." "But how can this be?" Goldie wanted to know. "I just popped one out 2 episodes ago." So because she was broke and she couldn't afford it, she decided to go to the clinic to abort it. And she figured that while she was out and about, she'd take the tree and try some stars out. So she hopped on Piñata with her man by her side, and they tied up the tree and they started to ride. They rode and they rode all through the night, under the glow of the misty moonlight. From clinic to clinic they rode with great haste, hoping the child would soon be erased. But the doctors all said, "There's no room for you here. Abortions are hot around this time of year,"
"Well, shit,"
said the goldfish as she went for her smokes, and she realized she couldn't make dead baby jokes. But abortion or not, nothing would stop her from buying the perfect Christmas tree topper. So she rode across town to the nearest thrift store, but all of the stars were $1 or more. The goldfish was saddened and she thought, "Oh, fudge it."
I can't afford this on a Mexican budget.
So she forgot about stars and the thing growing inside her, and she stopped into a bar for some spiked apple cider. The place smelled like leather and petroleum jelly, and had pictures of Cher and of Liza Minnelli. And since the interior was just a bit bare, she decided to set up her Christmas tree there. The goldfish was ready for an absolute bender, so she ordered a drink from the flaming bartender.
"Oh Jesus!"
She cried.
"What happened to you? And what's with the skirt? It's so 2002.
I'm poor and I'm pregnant, and I've traveled this far, but can't find an abortion or a Christmas tree star."
Well, lucky for her, her baby would be fine, and he whipped out his abortion degree from online.
So what'll it be?"
He asked as he dug through his pocket. The scramble, the hanger, or the old bottle rocket? Decisions, decisions, the fish was confused. So many options and not enough booze. Then she had an idea that maybe, just maybe, she could be a good mother and deliver the baby. As the fields nearby were falling asleep, a shepherd played hide-and-go-seek with his sheep. He opened his eyes after counting to 3, and took a good look around, but where could they be? And what do sheep look like, he'd already forgotten? It's hard to remember with a brain made of cotton. Then suddenly a light and a voice from the sky.
"Do not be afraid, for a miracle is nigh. A baby is about to be born in a manger, so go say hello and don't be a stranger."
Well, oh boy, thought the shepherd, this sounded like fun. So he found all his sheep, and they started to run. And far to the east of that great desert nation, some wise guys were solving a Christmas equation. If x minus y divided by 2 equaled z, then what would the chance of a miracle be? They sat there for hours, officially stumped. And just when the problem was about to be dumped, a pink light appeared. But what could it be? Could this be a miracle? They had to go see. So they hopped in the car and they slammed on the gas, and they got up to 90, which was really quite fast. They drove for hours to the tunes of Def Leppard, and stopped only once for a hitchhiking shepherd. They followed the light as they drove through the streets, and the shepherd tried not to get blood on the seats. The wise men couldn't believe they had driven this far. The light had come all the way from a bar. Inside of the manger, the goldfish was frowning. The cramps were at large, and the baby was crowning. She huffed and she puffed, and then came a splat. They all stood in horror. What the hell was that? Was it a baby, a blob, or Jabba the Hutt? Or maybe a digested macadamia nut? Well, as it turns out, all of those margaritas had developed what doctors call a calcified fetus. The goldfish was crushed. She cried and she cried. Something inside her had literally died. A deafening silence crept over the walls. Maybe this wasn't a miracle after all. This wasn't the Christmas she wanted it to be. A calcified kid and an unfinished tree. Yet despite all her tears, she managed to drink. And she looked at her tree and she started to think that whether you're Christian or Islam or Jew, or Buddhist, agnostic, or 1/8 Hindu, or Mormon, or Taoist, or pagan, or Shinto, or got knocked up in the back of a 73 Pinto, or brown, red, or purple, or bluish or green, or a Mexican goldfish with an American dream. The truth is that really whoever you are, if your tree's not complete because it's missing a star, then don't get upset on a cold winter's eve, because Christmas is the one time of year to believe that miracles happen. It really is true. She looked at the child and knew just what to do. She scooped him right up and wiped tears from her eyes, and she swam to the top of her tree and realized you don't have to spend like a holiday shopper, because calcified kids make great Christmas tree toppers. The loss of her child was nothing to mourn. Her prayer had been answered. A star had been born.